Hello everyone, Wise Gamer here, and today we are talking about a game called Grav. We're going to be doing something a little bit differently, kind of an indie game preview, but at the same time I want to introduce a new tutorial series I'm going to be starting, and again, that's on the game Grav. So Grav, as you can see, is an absolutely beautiful game. This is my character here in front of me, wearing some different armor and weapons and things like that, but you may not know too much about that stuff yet, as the game is really new. It is currently in early access. We are on patch 9, and the game came out, I think it hit early access around January 9th, and today is February 11th. This will be going up very soon for you guys. And as I return back to YouTube with everything going on, I wanted to do something that's really been taking up a lot of my time lately as I prepare for my move and everything. I have just under 48 hours in the game currently, and I am absolutely in love. So basically, let's talk about what Grav is. So as I walk around here, I'll try to keep the volume down. There are currently no volume controls in the game, again, early access. But Grav is a survival sci-fi themed space game type thing that's similar to Minecraft. You harvest resources like those fossils right there and this tree and things like that, and again, I'll be doing tutorial series as well on this. But as you get these different pieces, you can build different things. So for example, there's a device coming up in front of me here called an uplink. This uplink sets my spawn point and allows me to spawn here again. Now, it's a MMO where you can have various numbers of people. I believe the wiki says currently you can have a max server up to 64 people. And really, you explore these islands and these continents of just beautiful landscape. I mean, you can just see it here, and it's really neat. It's just a really weird game that I haven't really been able to match up to anything else. It reminds me of Space Engineers with some Minecraft, obviously way better graphics, and it's just really a unique game though too. So there's a survival aspect. I do have a hunger bar on the bottom left that doesn't really come into play right now. I mean, yes, you do need to have food on you, but food is never a problem. Hunger is never an issue. There is a little health bar down there as well, and there are mobs, so you can actually see a mob fighting another one right now that are both passive and aggressive, and the aggressive mobs will attack passive mobs, even if the same species. They'll fight each other sometimes, which is pretty crazy. But it's pretty neat. I mean, you have the MMORPG aspect of leveling up. You can see I'm level 32. I happen to be the highest level on this server, which is a private server for my gaming community that I'm in. I believe the max level in the game is 45 currently, and you have a hotbar at the bottom. You can craft different items, and we can kind of go into that real quick just to show the overview. So this behind here is a player-made base. It is from a friend of mine's, actually, and all these items were actually placed down as like little foundations and rooms and buildings and these ladders here, and you climb up and there's a little force field door there, and there's all these different factories and workshops and science benches and staircases that go up further. And there's things up here like another force field and laser fences and turrets and all these different cool things that you can really do in this game. There's a farm over here for growing food, which again, right now, food's not a problem. You can see off in the distance there's characters glitching a little bit because I have a building behind me. There we go. You can see off in the distance there's a little bit of a beach. Let me get something with crosshairs out there. Let's put a weapon out like that. There we go. So there is a beach out there, and there's actually a second island. The spawn island is out that way. I flew over to this island. Yes, I flew with a jetpack. There's actually different planets out there. Now the skybox, you can see a planet right there. That's a moon that I can actually fly to right now, like a little asteroid type thing in this continent. But there's just like these interesting alien worlds and everything out there. And there's another planet out there, and the skybox is beautiful. You'll see it at nighttime as we get into the nighttime cycle. Yes, there is a day-night cycle. And there's just these really cool instruments and different things. So to build stuff, I don't want to build anything off of her base here, but you can hit this whole crafting menu here, and you have things like bridges here. You can see them down here. I have rooms and lookout towers and support stations with different ladders on it, and structure supports, balconies, closed off rooms completely, just staircases, and there's different crafting things like placing down the armories and factories to build different tools and weapons and armor. Have things like these different signs and storage bins and campfires, and that's one of the best parts of the game. I'll save that for last, but area totems to uplinks, campfires, flags, harvesters, farms, all these different items. There's different force field doors and automated gun turrets, and you can just see how intense this game can be. And it's such an early game right now. There's so many cool things about it already. I've really fell in love with it. I've delved into it quite a bit. There's elements as far as like poison and fire and ice and things like that for your weapons, and you can see that certain ones are effective against different things, and these are kind of lower levels. I went here because it's a little bit easier for me to film the video, but these guys happen to be poison mobs. You can tell because they're green, and if I hit them with my poison sword, it's not going to do as much damage. You'll see. 728. I still one-shotted them because I'm a little high level, but 728 damage. But if I use something opposite of them, which happens to be fire in this case, oh, poison to, yeah, I think it's electric actually, or fire. Fire? No, ice. I'm still learning it myself, guys. Ice here, and I hit the same level guy. Now I did 1773, so I did like 1,000 extra damage because the element was, you know, the opposite type thing. So there's just a lot of cool things to learn in the game, and you know, there's plenty of resources to go out and harvest. So you get your wood here, and then you you know, you move on and you start picking up ore and fossils. And again, I'll talk about more of that stuff in the tutorials. But then you can make crazy bases. You can see one up there on the hill. It's just a beautiful base up there too. That's been started being built by someone else too, and it's really a neat game. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a jetpack here, which is a recipe you can find. I'm just going to kind of fly up in the air and just show you how big this little continent is that I'm on. There's another base right there. And then there's actually another continent that you can sometimes see off in the distance depending on the fog. The fog is a little overbearing. You can turn it off right now. But it's just such a beautiful game. It's such a beautiful place. There's little instances and dungeons you can go into. Not exactly World of Warcraft style with like bosses and stuff, but there are named mobs which are like elites, and they drop schematics, and you have to find those blueprints and schematics to be able to move forward and craft new things. So the game plays similar to I guess Rust with a sci-fi theme, or like I said, maybe more of like a Space Engineers or Minecraft. You can eventually build things like stargates to travel to different planets, and right now the only thing you can travel to is the moon, which unfortunately has a little bug on private servers and doesn't work just yet. But you'd be able to travel to the moon and see whole new creatures out there, and interplanetary travel is definitely something that's possible in the future. And there's just all these different creatures out here to kind of learn about and learn their attacks too. So it's really a cool game, guys. I think it's $20 on Steam for early access. You get access to obviously everything from now on, which is alpha on. The community is kind of small right now, but it's one of the fastest growing communities that I can think of, at least in the PC gaming community that I play in. I know there was like 1 or 2 people playing it, and then I heard a little bit about it here and there, and then suddenly I think we have like 15 people. We got a private server and all this different stuff. The game's just taken off like crazy, but it's really beautiful. And I just love the artwork in it and everything. And there's kind of a lot to say about the game, but it's kind of a hard thing to get into without really learning about the game. So going back to the tutorial series, I'm actually going to be starting that up right when I finish this session here. And probably within the following days, you'll see the tutorial here. I'm going to be going over what the different resources are and some gathering tips and things like that. Going over how to build your own base and some tips and some tricks you have to do too right now. Since it is early access, there are a few bugs that make things a little bit difficult. I'm going to go over how to level up faster and different guides like that, some different survival and exploration tips, and just even things like item explanation and what weapons do better against what else, and the different tiered system for the gear and things like that, and even ways that maybe you can defend your own base, because, you know, something I didn't mention is that there are PvE and PvP servers. This is a PvP, as in I can go kill other players. So there's a lot of cool things to it. I really think you guys will enjoy it. It's an amazing indie game, and I mean, like I said, I put in just under 48 hours of game time into it, as in like 2 real days into this game. I've only owned it for maybe 10 days, and I've put 2 days of game time into it. I'm pretty ridiculous here. So I mean, I think for 20 bucks it's definitely worth it. They also have 4 packs available for $60, so you'd be able to get it for $15 each if you can find a few friends to go in with you. Highly recommend it, guys. Very fun game. If you're into Minecraft, if you're into Rust, 7 Days to Die, Space Engineers, those style of games, you will absolutely love this game, and it's just so addicting and so much fun. So without further ado, guys, if you have any questions about the game, please leave them down below. I'll answer them as I can. Look out for the tutorial series too. I'm really good about keeping playlists up, so you should see a playlist on my channel very soon called Grav, or Grav Tutorials, and you'll see all those coming up. I really am excited about this series, and I think you guys will be too. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. So one thing I did forget to mention, guys, is I wanted to go over the campfires actually. And the campfires here are really neat because these allow you to actually heal over time. So as you eat food, it does increase your health over time. Like if you get damaged, you can eat food passively. The game does it by itself and will heal you up. But if you need to heal up a little bit faster, this is a way you can do it. So you place down a campfire with the build menu. So you just hit build, placed items, campfire. I just did that right here. Interact with it and ignite it. And it's got cool little particle effects first of all, but you and your friends can actually do something around here to heal yourself up. And it is a dance party. So I'm going to hit the dance button right now and I will go ahead and start dancing. And you can see my character doing a whole bunch of different dances. It's really cool. There's like probably 15, 16 different dances. Cool little music going on and stuff. And as more people join your campfire, I don't have anyone on the server to do it with right now, but more people can join in and the music will get louder and louder and all of them will be doing different dances and you actually heal faster by having more people play with you. It's really neat. There are little NPCs in the game that don't do much right now. You can buy pets from them and that's about it. Eventually there'll be quests and different items you can buy and stuff like that. But as you can hear, there's just some really cool like music that plays and you would actually be healing up right now, and the dancing is one of the coolest things about this game. It's definitely the best dancing I've seen in any game. But I know I mentioned earlier I'd show you the campfire, and it's something that they show off in the trailer for the game like crazy, which I think is funny. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed though. Sometimes the tutorial will probably be able to get a few more people together and we'll do a big dance party for you guys, so all these crazy dances. Anyway guys, thanks again, hope you enjoyed, we'll see you next time.